The distress beacon had been pulsing through subspace for 72 hours before anyone responded. The Kovathi research vessel Luminous Harmony drifted helplessly near the event horizon of a collapsing neutron star. Its engines crippled by radiation bursts that would have been routine to predict for any species that had evolved under a stable sun. Dr. Velther S4 eye stalks trembled as he watched the countdown. 40 minutes until the gravitational shear tore their ship apart. The Kovathi had explored 17 different solar systems, cataloged thousands of species, but they had never encountered conditions this hostile. Their homeworld orbited a gentle yellow star, bathed in predictable warmth. This was hell. No response to our beacon, his assistant chirped, voice harmonics breaking with fear. The Federation patrol won't arrive for 6 standard days. Velther felt his respiratory sacs deflate. They would be dead in less than an hour. Then the sensors screamed. Something had just dropped out of FTL space close, impossibly close to the neutron star's gravity well. The energy signature was crude, almost primitive, chemical rockets firing in short, violent bursts. The hull composition registered as simple titanium alloy and carbon composites. Unidentified vessel, Velther transmitted on all frequencies, hope and confusion warring in his voice. This area is catastrophically unstable. Retreat immediately. The response came in a language the universal translator struggled with, harsh, clipped sounds that seemed designed for efficient communication under stress. Luminous Harmony, this is UNC Rescue Ship Defiant. We received your distress call. Sit tight, we're coming to get you. Velther S. eye stalk swiveled to the view screen. The ship that appeared was brutal in its simplicity. No elegant curves or crystalline solar collectors like Kovathi vessels. Just angular plates of armor, scarred and pitted, with the letters UNSC emblazoned across the hull. And below that, in smaller text, Earth Colonial Marines. Humans. The species from that notorious death world everyone whispered about inside the Defiant. Commander Emma Rodriguez gripped her restraints as another radiation wave hammered their shields. Alarms screamed throughout the bridge, but her crew didn't flinch. They'd trained in the radioactive wastes of Chernobyl, dove into the crushing depths of Earth's ocean trenches, and survived EVA exercises in the hard vacuum above Titan's methane storms. Jack, tell me you've got a firing solution, Emma said. Her voice steady despite the ship bucking beneath her. Lieutenant Jack Morrison's fingers danced across his console, cybernetic implants interfacing directly with the targeting computer. Numbers cascaded across his vision gravitational vectors, tidal forces that would liquefy most organic species, radiation levels that made reactor cores look cozy. Got it, Commander. It's going to be tight. We'll have exactly 17 seconds in their shadow before the next radiation burst. 17 seconds. Emma's lips curved into a grim smile. I've parallel parked in tighter spots. The Kovathi watched in horror as the human ship dove directly toward them, threading through a narrow corridor between gravitational riptides that sensors said was mathematically impassable. The Defiant spun on its axis, fired reverse thrusters at full burn, and slammed magnetic grapples into the Luminous Harmony's hull with the delicacy of a meteor strike. Connection established, Jack reported. Boarding tunnel extending. Emma was already moving, magnetic boots clanging against the deck as she made her way to the airlock. Her pressure suit was a marvel of Earth engineering designed to survive everything from the sulfuric clouds of Venus to the icy vacuum of Kuiper Belt mining operations. Behind her, Sergeant Marcus Chun and Corporal Sarah Kim fell into formation, carrying emergency breach kits and medical supplies. The airlock cycled. Atmosphere readings showed toxic levels of radiation that would sterilize any standard Federation species within minutes. Emma's suit's Geiger counter clicked steadily, almost musically. Remember, she said to her team, Kovathi have delicate respiratory systems. Keep your movements slow and non-threatening. The Luminous Harmony's interior was beautiful, all bioluminescent panels and organic curves. Also, it was dying. Fires flickered in zero-G. Containment fields failing one by one. Dr. Velther floated in the main corridor, his species' natural grace and microgravity doing nothing to hide his terror. His eye stalks focused on Emma, taking in the armored suit, the hard planes of her face visible through the helmet. The way she moved through the radiation-soaked environment like it was a mild inconvenience. "You're from Earth," he whispered. Translator barely catching it. "Yes," Emma extended a gloved hand. "And you're about to be very grateful for that fact." "How many crew?" 12. "But the radiation your translator doesn't understand, the levels here are fatal to you. Annoying to us. Emma Kedar come. Jack, status on the tow cables?" "Locked in, Commander. But that neutron star isn't giving us much time. 8 minutes until the gravitational gradient starts pulling both ships apart." Emma turned to her team. "Chun, Kim, start evacuation. Prioritize the injured. Move fast but gentle. These people aren't built for rough handling." What followed was organized chaos. The Marines moved through the Corvathi ship with brutal efficiency, gathering the bewildered aliens and ferrying them across the boarding tunnel. Some of the Corvathi had already succumbed to radiation poisoning, their delicate cellular structures breaking down. Emma personally carried one of them, a young researcher named Sylvan, whose eye stalks were already clouding over. "Stay with me," Emma said, though she knew the translator probably couldn't convey the warmth in her voice. "You're going to see Earth someday. Real oceans. Real sunshine. I promise." Sylvan's stalks trembled once, then went still. Emma's jaw tightened, but she kept moving. 6 minutes left. The last Corvathi was secured in the Defiance medical bay, suspended in emergency stasis fields that Dr. Yuki Tanaka had jury-rigged from spare parts and sheer determination. "All crew accounted for," Jack reported. 11 survivors. Release grapples. Get us out of here." The Defiant broke away from the dying Corvathi vessel, engines screaming as they fought against forces that wanted to tear them into component atoms. Emma stood on the bridge, watching through the viewscreen as the luminous harmony buckled, compressed, and finally shattered in a brilliant cascade of light and debris. Beside her, Dr. Velther watched his ship die, then turned his eye stalks to Emma. "Why did you come?" "Your government," the Federation said, Earth was still too primitive for full membership. Too dangerous. Too violent. Emma met his gaze, unflinching. "That's exactly why we came, Doctor. The galaxy's a dangerous place. Good thing you called the right kind of dangerous." The Defiant jumped to FTL, carrying its rescued cargo toward the nearest Federation station, where the Corvathi would tell an incredible story of the species from the Death World, the Hellworlders who answered when no one else could dot in the void behind them. The neutron star continued its slow collapse, indifferent to the drama it had witnessed. But humanity had sent a message into the cosmos. When you're in hell, call the species that calls hell home.